What is good, y'all? Welcome back. My name is Haji Salad. I hope every single one of you guys are having a great day. I'm back with another video for you guys. Last week, I don't think I uploaded any videos, which was kind of sad. But I got another video for you guys this week, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And this video is basically going to be talking about the reality of working a 9 to 5. I know a lot of the audience that I have in my YouTube channel is a little bit older, but I know I'm getting a couple of younger audiences as well. But I just want to kind of talk about the reality of working a 9 to 5 job. I work a 9 to 5 job and I like my job, but there are just some things that I necessarily don't like about it. This video is not going to be consistently all the negatives about working a 9 to 5. This can be just some of the tedious things that come with working a 9 to 5 job. Some of you guys may relate to some of these issues. So if you guys have like any comments or anything like that you guys can relate to, let me know in the comments section, because I post videos on this channel so we can have a conversation, so I can build a community where people can relate with each other. So if you guys have like any comments or anything that you can relate to, like working 9 to 5, hopefully you guys will be able to share your thoughts. So I have a list that I compiled. I just want to kind of go through, kind of talk my mind to you guys. And hopefully if you're thinking about getting a 9 to 5, these are some of the things that you might be able to expect. I someday want to start my own business. So if I start my own business someday and I get it up and running, I hopefully want to make a video about what running a business is going to be like. But for right now, since most of my life I've been only working 9 to 5 jobs, I just want to kind of talk about the reality of working a 9 to 5 job. So the first thing is waking up every day can be a bit draining. So having a 9 to 5 it can be draining. It can be draining. You have a set schedule most of the time, whether it's you go from 8 a.m. to 4:30 or whether you're going from 9 to 5 p.m. Some days you just don't feel like getting up. For me, when it gets cold outside, I absolutely struggle to wake up. I am not a huge fan of the cold weather. And luckily, my job is hybrid. I don't really have to go to the office every single day. But even those days where I have to wake up and go to the office, especially in the wintertime when it's cold outside, you just don't feel like getting up. And it can just be draining, doing a 9 to 5 every single day, for years and years, especially if you had the same job for a couple years. It can be kind of draining to be able to just wake up every day at the same time and kind of go do the same thing every day. So it's hard to kind of motivate yourself to wake up every single day. But waking up every day can kind of be a drag, and it can be draining for some people. I usually try to do a lot of things, whether it's morning exercises or trying to drink tea. I'm not really a huge coffee person. I really don't like caffeine like that, but it can be draining. So make sure you're doing something to help wake yourself up. I drink tea. If coffee works for you, find out what works for you to help you, get motivated and get excited about the day. Number two is you start to lose motivation. You start to lose motivation from time to time. Like I said, this also comes with just being consistent and just waking up at the same time every day. Sometimes when you work a 9 to 5 and you're kind of doing the same thing every single day, it can be a little bit repetitive. And sometimes you may end up, losing your motivation. That happens to me a lot, especially like I said, in the winter times or when the sun is not out and it's cold and it gets dark at like 4:30 p.m. Like you start to lose motivation and you start to feel like, dang, like, do I really want to still work at this place? Like, this job is kind of draining. So from time to time, I tend to lose motivation, and that just comes with having a job, and that just comes with everything else in life. Sometimes if you're especially working at a job where you really aren't enjoying the work and you're just doing it to pay your bills and kind of get by, it can end up draining you. And you may lose motivation, and sometimes you're just going to a job and you're just going through the motions because you need this job in order to pay your bills and meet your dues at the end of the month. So I mean, it's hard. It's really hard for some people, and sometimes it's hard for me. I have really rough weeks where some days I'm like, dang, I gotta go to work tomorrow. But that's just the reality of having 9 to 5. Sometimes it can be draining, sometimes it can be annoying. So finding that motivation can be very tough at times. It's very tough. But hopefully you guys can do some things to help you motivate. You're gonna have good weeks, you're gonna have bad weeks. So just try to make sure you look forward to having a good week every single day. But yeah, you can lose motivation from time to time, and it can be kind of draining. Number three, I think this is a good one. The consistency. So having a 9 to 5 job is consistent. You know what time you're gonna go into your office. You know what time you're gonna get out. You know what kind of work you're gonna be doing. So over time, you'll get used to it and you'll get accustomed to the things that you're doing. And hopefully once you start doing the same thing like over and over every single day, you're pretty much going to become a professional, because you basically, we're kind of repeating the same things that you're doing every single day. So The consistency can be a bit of a relief because you know what to expect every single day. As if somebody owns a business or something like that, it can be inconsistent because you could be expecting something different every single day. Like, it's your business. One day you could be doing well, the next day you could be doing terrible. If you have employees working for you, you got to deal with their stuff as well. So having a 9 to 5 job and you have like a one position, one specific job, you know what to expect every single day. You know what hours you're going to go in the office, what hours you're going to come out, what holidays you're going to have off. Like, so that consistency can be a very positive thing for some people. So like I said, this video is not all negative. So having 9 to 5 can be something consistent. And a lot of people love consistency. Me, I love consistency. That's why I like having like a 9 to 5 job, because you know what to expect every single day. But some people don't like consistency. You know, that may be a negative. Some people like having different things or seeing different things every single day. So if consistency is not for you, maybe you may not like a 9 to 5 job, but a lot of people love consistency out there as well. So that can be a positive thing. The next thing is you may not get a pay raise. So some jobs, they may only get a pay raise maybe at the end of the day. And some of the pay raises won't even be that much. It can be like 1 or 2% pay raise. And sometimes the pay raise, sometimes it can come from just like inflation. So let's say, the economy is not doing well and everything's super expensive. Some jobs may, end up paying people a small percent just to kind of keep up with the inflation and the cost of living. So a lot of 9 to 5 jobs, you're not really going to see, a lot of pay raises unless you're working at a job where you're doing sales and you're seeing like commission and you have bonuses like that. But if you're working like a regular 9 to 5 at like a sales store, retail, or like an office or whatever, you're really not going to see any pay raises for years unless something major happens or your company ends up getting a huge, sum of money and they're able to like give everybody pay raises. But other than that, you're pretty much going to be expected to get paid the same thing, which is kind of sucks. And me, for myself, like if I'm working at a place and I've been working at this place for a couple years and I see that like there's a ceiling and I won't be able to make a lot more money, I start to look for different places. Like, I'm not going to be stuck at a company where I know I'm going to keep getting paid the same amount and I know that I'm improving and I want to get better and they're not willing to pay me. I just tend to just, find different places. I know there's plenty of jobs out there where people will pay you a lot of money. You just have to go look. And especially if you have a lot of experience. So don't hold yourself to a job. If you realize that your job is not paying you enough money and they're not giving you a pay raise, don't be stuck there. There's a lot of opportunities out there, a lot of opportunities for you. My goal is if I work for a job for 2 years and I'm improving and I'm getting better and I'm not seeing like a pay raise, I start to look at different places because I feel like I want to continue to get better, be a better person. I want to get paid more because consistency and growth is important to me. So if you're not seeing that, don't settle. Start looking for other places to work at. The next thing is imposter syndrome. So basically, imposter syndrome is when a person feels like they don't deserve something or they feel like their skills or whatever is not enough to be maintained. So that means, let's say you work at a job and you have like an executive level position and you feel like you don't deserve that position because you're not enough. That's basically what imposter syndrome is. And you may start to feel that way if you work a 9 to 5. And I kind of feel that way sometimes. And imposter syndrome it can come from a lot of different places. It can just be from you just, working at this place and you not feeling enough. It can just come from anxiety. It can come from a lot of different things. So sometimes you may start to feel imposter syndrome if you end up, leveling up and becoming a higher position and you feel like you don't deserve that position. That's basically what imposter syndrome is. And that can happen to every single person. And that's completely natural. It's completely okay to have imposter syndrome, to feel like you're not enough for that position. But the only thing is, make sure you kind of, deal with those emotions, deal with those feelings, figure out what you're truly feeling inside, because it's not okay to continue to feel that way every single day. I always tell people who are dealing with imposter syndrome, like, motivate yourself every single day by telling yourself, hey, I am enough. I earned this position. I can do better. I can get better every single day. So imposter syndrome can happen to everyone. And it's not just something work related. It can be life related to anything. You may feel like you're not enough. So make sure you just work to deal with those feelings, talk about those feelings, and kind of understand those feelings. The next thing is having a 9 to 5 can be really, really repetitive. Really repetitive. You're coming in, you're doing the same thing every single day, and it can get boring at times, especially if you've been doing these same things over years. And that's just how it is. Some jobs you may be traveling. that's different. You're seeing a lot of different things. But if you're going to an office job, if you're doing like construction or whatever, those jobs are pretty much repetitive. Like you're doing the same thing every single day. It can get repetitive and it can get really, really boring. And that's just how the job is. And so the way to defeat that, I would say, is if you really feel like you've accomplished everything you can at your job, I would say go try to find something else so that way you can satisfy your needs. Like I said, there's a lot of things out there for you guys. So a job can get repetitive, it can get boring, but make sure you try to expand yourself and find different things. The last thing is having a 9 to 5, you get holidays off. So that's the consistency. If you have a 9 to 5 job, you get holidays off, and holidays are important. Work is important, but family and, being with your loved ones is even more important. So if you work a 9 to 5, most of the time you have the holidays off, which is a really, really positive thing. So that's just it for this video. I want to make a quick video for those people who are working 9 to 5s or people who are planning on getting a 9 to 5 job. These are just some negative and positive things that you guys can take. And if there's some things that you guys want to, comment about or include in this video, please let me know in the comment section. I appreciate your input. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.